Did you miss me? Yeah, after that game last night, sorry, but I didn't feel too compelled to put a video out. I think you can excuse me for that one. But I spent the night thinking about it and the morning thinking about what kind of video I could put out today. I still want to recap the game, but I'm gonna kind of mix it up a little bit. Let's talk about it.
One more Neutrogena tantrum out of you and you're getting the gate, bud. Try me.
So last night was a little bit of one of those garbage games. A game you just kind of put in the trash and see you later. There were opportunities for the game to end in a different way, but it was thrown out for a couple of pretty specific reasons that I'll get to. Before I get to those things, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as part of the community. We're growing something big here and following the Montreal Canadiens through their process and the eventual, upcoming dynasty. It's going to be an exciting time. If you're already subscribed, don't worry about it. Hit the like button. It helps me out with findability, I think. So let's start recapping the game first. I'm going to go through La Formation de Départ, as we always do, even on a day like today. Nos attaquants, our forwards: Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Newhook, Kapanen, Demidov, Bolduc, Doc, Gallagher, Anderson, Evans, Veleno. Nos défenseurs, our defensemen: Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hudson, Xhekaj, Carrier. And in net, no gardien, our goalies. We got Montembeault in net backing up Dobesh. Yeah, hindsight, I wish Dobesh would have been in net. I'm not even going to pretend to hide it. I understand what it would have meant if Montembeault would have came up with a big night last night. I'm so used to doing these recaps as if we're just finishing the game. Yeah, I know what it would have meant if Montembeault would have came up with a huge night, but it didn't go that way, and he played last game. And when you have a goaltender with Dobesh's stats and you have a goaltender with Montembeault's stats, it doesn't really matter who's starter. You should be, in my opinion, endeavoring to squeeze the juice out of the goaltender who is performing the best. Switch it up from time to time if it's a back-to-back. Montembeault has one game where he allowed under 2 goals recently. Until he can do that on a much more consistent basis, I think he should be used almost as if he is the backup. Of course, it was Remembrance Day yesterday, lest we forget. They had a beautiful ceremony, and I really liked this little moment that was shared. It seems almost like she wants him to participate, but she thinks, I shouldn't be grabbing his hand to make him participate. Also, what could definitely be Kopitar's last game in the Bell Center. That's a kind of a special moment for him. Kopitar, obviously class act all the way. So opening face-off, and initially, Habs didn't look bad. The first period actually was kind of fun. It was back and forth. It looked like a hard-fought period. Demidov is providing a chance early, but Kuemper poke checks the puck out of Oliver Kapanen's grasp. Plus, the pass here was impeded a little bit. It got slowed down. If the pass would have gotten to Kapanen earlier, I think this is a goal. Now, this moment kind of frustrated me. The camera crew falls asleep and forgets to switch to the play. We hear the calls. Caulfield gets dumped into the net. I really wish we would have seen this live. But when they come back from break, they show what happened and also tell the audience that they honored Armia during the TV timeout. The Canadiens' social media posted a little more of that. I'm going to let you take a look. So Montreal is now headed to the power play, and even better, Hudson draws a penalty. So it's 5-on-3. It's a 2-man advantage. So you're really hoping that they capitalize on this opportunity, but they don't score on either power play. It was at this point that I was thinking that if the first line doesn't show up, if Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav don't have a game this game and matter on the point sheet, it's going to be a tough one to win. And after killing a 5-on-3, the team who does that usually gets all the momentum. And even worse, the referees are going to start calling absolute BS penalties. Sure enough, Kirby Dach receives a tripping penalty for pushing his man against the boards. He doesn't even fall. How can this even be considered a trip? This is among the stupidest calls I've seen this season. But luckily, the Habs kill that off. The penalty kill is still working. Kirby Dach leaves the box and immediately takes another penalty when Byfield gets hit in the face with, I don't know, maybe the puck? He screams too. Listen to this.
Got back up and made it.
So Dach is headed back to the box. This is ridiculous. If you slow it down, he only reacts to being hit afterward. I mean, this has got to be an embellishment. I realize the game is fast, and the refs call people who fling their heads back and scream. But this is terrible. They should definitely review that today. But miraculously, the Habs kill off that penalty too. And even better, right before the end of the first period, they get an incredible goal.
Evans, yet Anderson lurking. He'll drop for Hudson, for Anderson. Anderson should score! Josh Anderson!
From Josh Anderson. I couldn't believe it. Like that shot, top shelf, far corner, amazing shot. That must have felt great for Andy. Bar down. I hope, he doesn't really, even when he does score, his shot isn't like the principal thing that made that goal happen. Usually it's his speed. He's flipping the puck over the goaltender who is trying to track him, or the goaltender has been kind of taken out of the situation completely already. But this was all shot. So hopefully what that does for his confidence is tries to get him back at his shot percentage that he used to hit 5 years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago. But that's the end of the first period. Pretty good first period. Second period starts, and this is where it goes to hell.
5.9. Shot, score, what a rocket, and it's the fourth.
Joel Edmundson makes it 1-1. Of course, it was a former Habs player. I fully expected Edmundson, Perry, Deneau, Armia, of course, to get points this game, and I wasn't too far off. So obviously, big screens here. Montembeault would have had a hard time tracking it, but he does know where the puck is coming from. And where he is positioned when the puck is fired is not good. You're wishing that he would have gotten ahead of this one, and he was close to it. He did have to push off. He just needed to make himself big, and he needed to be a little bit more to the other side. So what happens from there? Well, LA doesn't stop.
Kuemper at the line, wrist shot off the leg, still loose out of the net, score! And
Byfield makes it 2-1 on a delayed penalty that nobody really had very much urgency to instigate the penalty. Gallagher made a good attempt at trying to regain puck control so that the penalty would be called, but yeah, really disappointing here. This shouldn't have happened. And again, Montembeault puts himself out of place. He overcommits, and he's taken out of the shot that lands the goal. And you might notice that I'm being pretty critical of Montembeault here because, he does get sold out a little bit. You might be able to argue that the guys in front should have been tied up a little bit more, but it gets worse, honestly. So it is what it is. Silver lining, Anderson is he's continuing to play well. He's throwing the body. He's getting around the ice really quickly. He's buzzing. I think that he thinks that he is going to have a great game in the end. You really wish they would have won for him, but they don't. Spoilers. And what happens next is, LA is going to score again.
Their legs now with those 2 goals. Byfield, little chip towards the net. Montembeault, steered.
That's 3-1 LA. Montembeault just plainly passes the puck to Fiala in front of the net. They're down 3-1. You can argue here that Struble could have tied up Fiala a little bit harder, but I mean, come on. Montembeault puts the puck right on his tape. Before the end of the period, we see Suzuki centering for Caulfield and Demidov. St. Louis was asked about this after the game. He said that he just wanted to try some things out, see if anything would stick. I mean, I don't know how else you can take that aside from a warning shot to Slavkovsky, because Slavkovsky, I maintain that he's been playing well up until now. He's had problems converting his plays into points, but I think that if there were third assists, he would be in on half of those. So I'm not worried about Slavkovsky, although this game, he was miserable. And I think it was timing problems with the first line. I'll get a little bit more into that after we finish the recap. But what Slavkovsky wasn't doing, and it was all his fault, is his passes weren't connecting. He wasn't putting them in the right place. He wasn't paying extra close attention to detail with those passes. So we're going to finish the second period there. Plenty other things happened. I'm kind of zooming through this, but I'm not going to show you every little opportunity. They didn't get goals. Third period starts. Xhekaj as well might be a silver lining here. He is one of, I believe, two. It was just him and Carrier who finished even on the night. Every other defenseman finished -1, -2, and I think even -3. But Xhekaj is moving the puck along nicely. He's playing on the PK and doing well on the PK, getting big sticks in there, making sure that he's winning his battles. I like that. I like that a lot from Xhekaj. And if he can continue doing that game over game after game after game after game, it's not going to go unnoticed. So it's very special seeing Armia back in the Bell Center. He almost played 500 games with the Canadiens. I don't know if you realize, but he's been around for a while, and he certainly had his ups and downs with the Canadiens. But this season is starting off excellent for Armia, and it's going to continue.
He's on as Armia streaking in. Joel Armia score! Oh, he's back at the Bell Center and burns his former team.
Armia makes it 4-1. This is something you knew was coming. You hoped it wouldn't be as embarrassing as this. Lane Hutson gets stripped of the puck, and Armia makes sure that he gets past Montembeault here. Good for Armia, but you didn't need to do it like that, buddy. LA adds an empty net to finish things off. The Kings win. It never really looked like a game, honestly, and it wasn't a fun game to watch. It's another element to why I didn't want to do the recap last night. When they lose, typically these videos don't do as well, but you guys have really been supporting me and helping out and contributing, liking, commenting, subscribing. So why wouldn't I put a video recapping this? And at the end of the season, I try to do a playlist of all the games. Maybe you're feeling nostalgic about the 24-25 season. You want to go back and watch that entire season, or you want to watch this entire season, or any season that we're going to do going forward. Yeah, you can watch me recap every single one of the games. I think that there's a value in that, in preservation. But yeah, I feel like this was a real garbage game, one that they're going to want to forget about. And you can make a lot of excuses about the game tonight. And a lot of the components of the team didn't work well. And then a lot of specific individuals didn't work very well, like Slavkovsky, like Montembeault. But it's a team game, and you were kind of hoping that the top line would come out with a couple of points, like I said. We got some depth scoring from Anderson, but, Hudson did a good job in making that happen. They moved up on that rush pretty good, but yeah, that was an amazing shot by Anderson. You got to give him credit. But then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was Nick Suzuki. He is battling something right now. He hasn't been at practice recently. He's there for the games because, as through his own admission, he feels like he can still contribute even though he's not 100%. And it's definitely something lower body. He's not moving around like he usually does. And some lingo that has been thrown around in the league a lot lately is a lot of teams have a player who stirs the cup. And I think Montreal has become more versatile and deep in a way, but I still think that Nick Suzuki stirs the cup on that first line. You can have Matheson, you can have Dobson back there, but I don't think that is going to be the difference maker if Nick Suzuki isn't moving his feet and making plays happen to get in front of the net. Just my opinion there. And in a way, I think it's a little bit crummy that Nick Suzuki believes he is more effective to the team if he plays injured than if he gets better faster by taking a couple games off, for example. I don't think it's because he has that Iron Man streak that he's forcing himself to play, but maybe it has something to do for it. Is that selfish? I don't know if it's selfish on Suzuki's part. I think he's like a captain that's almost beyond reproach. So I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you all big time. You mean so much to me. Really weird doing a video during the day like today. As you could probably tell, I'm still sick. Get your flu shots. You don't want these strains that are going around right now, especially if you're a parent. It has been rough. Getting up at like 6 or 7 a.m. Solo parenting on some days because my wife has returned back to work. It's coming at me hard, man. You're always appreciative of your partner and how much the parenting team does to help balance out all of the things that you have to get through. But when you are finally put solo and to make matters worse, when you're sick, you just appreciate and realize how important your partner is. That's going to do it for me, guys. You know what you have to do. Hit the like button because it helps me with search results or something. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.